All right. Hopefully this works.
All right. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I had you know how it is.
Yeah.
So I'm recording, by the way. I'm recording the Zoom as I do the
Just
intro.
saw it.
So our guest today, everybody, before we get going here is my pal, Dr. Dave Lorenz, PhD in travel and communication and all things good in Michigan. So and I had a technical issue with my software computers. It's never ending.
Oh, I just over the weekend, because I've been on the road the last couple of weeks.
I saw that on your social media, man. You've been everywhere.
Well, I this was the first weekend, I'm sorry, the third weekend this year that I've been home all weekend, with the exception, well, no, third weekend this year, I've been home all weekend. Now, some of those weekends away were like New Year's Eve weekend, my wife and I and my mom went out, but
Yeah.
almost all of the others, with the exception of 1 week I was on a cruise, have been just for work. So I'm running out of juice right now. So I'm going on vacation in 3 weeks and I can't wait.
Good for you. Well, you got to
Another
get
cruise.
you got to get into the retirement zone, man. More and more people on the show are coming in. I had a trainer just graduated their master's, 31, 30 years old. And she must have mentioned retirement about 5 times during her conversation. It's like all these young people are retiring, everybody's retiring, man. Everybody's doing all this stuff. And it's like we're hitting on this thing. I had Tim Damon on, his show aired this weekend, and I called it the Lansing is the retirement zone, because that's where that's where it started. Well, it started in Holt, but it's Lansing is.
Yeah.
So it's all good, man. It's like, okay. And Mitch, our producer, he says, like, Tom, people are saying you're RFZ and retirement zone on their own. I'm like, well, yeah, Mitch, that's kind of the plan, and he's really happy about that. And he's made us better. That's for sure.
It's great. Well, Tim, Tim, what a great guy. Some people you can't emphasize what great people they are. He's one of them. He used to be here,
Who's that?
Tim Damon.
Oh, Tim Damon. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I thought you were talking about Mitch. Okay. Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know Mitch, but when you mentioned Tim, just got me thinking.
He lives over in Muskegon.
Tim?
No, Mitch.
Oh,
Anderson.
Mitch. What's his last name?
Anderson. I'll have to hook you up with him. He is awesome.
What does he do?
He's a radio guy. He's a producer. He does this full time. This is his job. And he has a show over in Muskegon on air. He's an on air guy too. So,
well, I don't know my local media anymore,
Well, you're a world traveler, brother. All right, let me get
at least a state traveler.
All right, let's roll.
All right.
Burn it up. I don't even need to get the website up. Just glad I got my equipment to work, and let's see if it actually works, because I
know you sent questions, whatever.
No, it was just basically the hidden gems of Michigan, because this is number 25, bro. Number 25, 25th visit for you. So it's like we've talked about everything. And when is it Rochelle who sends over when Rochelle sends over the things, she's so efficient.
Yeah, and I know.
Love her. Rochelle, you watch this.
Got that.
Good for you. She's like, well, what's the topic? And Sandy's like,
whatever.
Exactly. People, I've told people on air, I said, you don't care about the behind the scenes stuff, but
you know why she asked that, even though she knows most of the time I don't care, because a Cranes interview was set up a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago or whatever. Yeah. And I figured we're going to talk about the campaign, because I met this young lady at the conference and we talked a lot about the campaign, where it comes from, my thoughts about, everything.
Campaign.
And so what I didn't know, when she called me, she starts asking me personal questions. So we're just chatting. I'm asking her, we're going back and forth for like a half an hour. And I say, hey man, I only have 15 minutes before I'm at my next meeting. So what do you want to talk about? She says, we're just about done. So what do you mean? She says, well, I'm writing about you. I said, oh. I said, well, a lot of that stuff I just told you is just kind of,
off the cuff.
Be careful. So I didn't know that. So since then I've been saying, hey, make sure you get an idea. But that story, the story looked horrible.
Oh,
the first half of it, before I knew what she was doing, it's just me going back and forth. And how I'd start out with something, I go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But then I come back to it. The story looks like that. It's I look like I'm going 1,000,000 miles an hour, which it looked horrible.
Oh, I'm sorry
about me. I was like, oh geez.
Well, you look like you're feeling better. So let's get going. You got an hour for me?
Yep.
Good for you. All right, let's go. I don't want to be respectful of your time. All right, everybody, let's get this going here. Dave Lorenz is our guest today. I'm not recording on the radio content yet, but hidden gems of Michigan we're going to talk about, and this little intro clip that I'll cut out and put on the YouTube channel that you guys can check all this stuff out, because people like watching this behind the scenes stuff, which is totally fine, and watching me scramble trying to get my stuff to work. So it's all fun, man. It's all good. Here we go. Hopefully I hear my music.